Alright, hello everyone, it's me Max23 and welcome back to the Final Fantasy XII Randomizer. Last time we did have an epic bout with Gilgamesh. We did both Gilgamesh fights, they were pretty epic, and today we want to continue with the story. I'm done with side content for now. Also, apparently Van did join the local book club of our monastery. That's pretty nice of him, it's good to have a hobby. But yeah, we need to go on. Sorry for that, but you can discuss the heavy lecture you did read later. So, we need to fly with the Strahl to the Pharos at Ridorana. And that's where the next big story events will happen. And that's just over here, the Ridorana Cataract. Very nice. Also, we have other places we can travel to with the Strahl. Some of those places cannot be reached via a teleport crystal, which is pretty nice. Yeah, that's what I wanted to unlock when I originally said I wanted to do Giro Vegan until I noticed that I can buy teleport stones. Because with this I would have been able to traverse the world much faster. But yeah. We want to go here, so let's go here. Do I even get the cutscene where the Strahl takes off? Yes, of course I do. And off we go. Yeah, Redders also served his purpose. To be honest, he was more of a hindrance so far, rather than like a big help. Because he was giving my enemies reflect, which is not very nice. Also, the Strahl is very loud, holy. If you're not just flying up there, that's actually, I don't think, possible because of the sun crystals up there and would like gem the entire airship or so. I think at least that's the reason or so. But yeah, enough nice looking CGI cutscene. Let's move on. Oh, we don't even get the other cutscene where Balthier tells Van, if something happens to me, you take care of the Strahl, okay? Oh, okay. You can see we are basically at the very edge of the world, like literally. This is like at the very edge of the sea where like the water starts to fall down. Which is also very odd, no one really knows what's beyond that. Probably more of the world of Ivalice. But hey, you never go there, so that's how it is. Yeah, there will be a lot of boss fights, a lot of puzzles, and a lot of everything, basically. Oh, that's a nice music. That's pretty calm here. Didn't we just have different music? Wait a second. I think the music was just different and now it changed to something else. That's the other, like, calm music in the game. Like, that's, for example, the music that plays during, like, the end room in Song Cave Palace, where the like, the 8-bit chiptune is playing in this randomizer. Or, like, when you get the Treaty Blade or the Dawn Shard. Nice, Chronos here. There are also a lot of enemies I need to fight here. Oh, we already got, yeah, one of the rare games. This guy, the dinosaur over there. The Obelisk is a rare game that only appears with the Phone Coast hunts, very nice. And that guy has a 20% chance or so to spawn. It's one of those guys again. I got a Jutsu gear, interesting. Once again, this guy should not be the most difficult encounter. Also, I need to check something. I don't need to check something, but I need to like make a decision, since I did look at my inventory last time again, and I noticed that I completely forgot about the Masamune I got last time. Also, Bush, what are you? Okay, Bush is fighting some enemies like at the very end of the map here, okay. Also, this dinosaur is kind of tanky. On top of this guy, there's also another rare game here, a regular rare game. That guy is important because you can get the strongest crossbow from it, usually. Oh, Berserk. Are you sure you want to do that? I'm not so certain. No, he actually has increased defense once again because, you know, normal stuff. And there we go. I was gonna say, who did get level 51, but it was Redas. And we get the Reptilian Trophy, nice. But yeah, in general, this area, the Ridorana Cataract, will be a very, very, very important area. Because of him, of course. He being Hiasmat. Hiasmat takes place in those areas here. Geiger's chestplate, okay, need to look at that. And there are some treasures scattered around here. I think most of them are fairly pointless because you can just buy the stuff you get from them from like other places, but I still like to take it. Like always. And if I don't need it, I can just sell it. 50k. Also, once again, I still find it interesting that enemies up until this point are still not giving LP from time to time. It is something very strange. Like I have a hard time to comprehend what the randomizer thinks, like with the XP LP distribution here. Like I did read, and I think I also mentioned that for the 100th time now, but I think it has to do with primarily the enemy's HP. If they have high HP, they award more XP LP, and if they are lower, they don't give as much. Also, this area, guys, it is the area. The area of areas. The Colosseum. Oh, guys, we will have a lot of fun in this area. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. This is the area where the Hiasmat fight takes place, the strongest enemy in the entire game, and the strongest hunt in the entire game. By the way, that's something I really like, that the strongest enemy in this game, the super boss, is a hunt. I think that's the logical conclusion for hunts, being the side activities and all. I think that's clever. There will be some time until we fight that guy. I definitely want to try Hiasmat. To be honest, it always looks like I'm very strong and stuff, but Hiasmat legitimately could still be a huge hurdle. Once again, a lot of stuff depends there what he can do. One thing that already worries me is his, like, is the thing that he is a dragon. And most dragons in this randomizer have proven to be pretty annoying, since most of them have like instant KO attack, which is not very good. And then again, at the same time, Hiasmat has that normally anyways. So I'm pretty unsure how that would turn out if it were the case, if he would still like also one-shot. But who knows, maybe I can get a good impression of Hiasmat during like the prelude fight, which is the Hellworm, which is also something we still need to do. And we also will do in the next couple of side quest activities after we finish with the Pharos here. That's also the last, that would also be the last next side quest section of this playthrough. Because after that it's only the finale, and that logically doesn't unlock anything if you beat the finale. I mean, probably in like games nowadays it would, but not here. Very interesting here, by the way. There's like this small party that is not on the map. That seems very awkward, because like that's not really super hidden, and like also does not have anything right now, at least. So yeah, might mean something, might mean nothing. But yeah, I was talking about Masamune, by the way. Masamune is interesting. 3 characters can get it. I would much prefer for Penelo to get it, but Setishi will never be able to equip it, but instead Fren, Bash, and Ash can equip it. And it's fairly strong. 105 strength is attack power is very good. On hit blind is a nice bonus. I'm not sure if it has like other cool stuff on top of it, because once again, item descriptions are limited. A 33 evade is also nice. I should definitely equip that to someone, but my problem is I want to equip it to someone who has both high strength and magic power, which is Penelo. Like 85 strength, 76 magic power would be the perfect character for a katana, but she cannot equip it. I think the next best one would be she, Fren. having 70 strength and 66 magic power. Bash also would do good to get a better weapon. And he might also be very good because he has magic gloves. And I think later on, once I have access to like different stuff here, I also get a huge amount of like strength and additional magic power. I think he can also equip this. This also is a huge boost to magic power, so in the end he might be like a very good character for the Masamune, but he cannot equip it now, so that will have to wait. It's not much higher attack power wise than the Orochi he has now, but the scaling could work differently if he has like the aforementioned stats. So yeah, and of course the combo rate is also a thing. Masamune has a very good combo rate, being a katana and all. But it will have to wait until I do the license port again, and I also need to finish the Pharos here because then I can buy new stuff. I will get Maximilians from the Bagnemy shop back in Nabudis. For now, let's get the map of the Cataract. Nice. Not very big, this whole region here. But once again, cool names. City of Other Days. Echoes from Time's Garden. Colosseum. Yeah, I think I already mentioned that in the Nabrios Deadlands and Necro of Nabudis episode. But the names start to become very Final Fantasy-esque. Very Final Fantasy Endgame-esque, I should rather say. Okay, there's another rare game here. I think to spawn that one, I'm not 100% sure, but I think to spawn that one we need to kill all the enemies here. Then we need to leave and re-enter. Also, we got a new Melborough variant here, as you could see. Fiesent Netsuke is nice. Very weird Melboroughs, I think. Like, we just did get Melboroughs back in Girovigan. So it's pretty strange that we already get another like form of Melboroughs here. I mean, could also say the same about the Mantises, because we also got Mantises in Favored, but yeah, that's how it is. But I like that those are Deathclaw, and Deathclaw also a very prominent Final Fantasy enemy every now and then. Cassie. Yeah, those guys are pretty unknown. Those are Cassies. Just your average Melborough. Uses bad breath-like attacks and wants to cripple you with status effects. Actually, I wanted to look up what the spawning condition for the rare game here was, but I forgot about it, so yeah. I need to work off of memory here. I'm convinced it is that you need to kill all the enemies and then leave re-enter. I got another pair of ghillie boots. Nice. X potion. I like that I get X potions here. X potions are certainly something I don't have enough of. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it was like I said. We get Pelican here, one of those horses. Yeah, you need to kill all enemies in this area, leave, re-enter, and then the Pelican is here. I instantly killed it because I have KO attack. Very nice. Perfect. Well done, Bash. Also, why did Ash already use up all her magic MP? That's weird. I think casting all those buffs does so much to her. Also here, pretty funny, you want to go for the safe crystal and you go boom 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 boom. Very nice. But hey, I have Libra, I'm not falling for that. Nice, okay. Off to the Pharos, and I almost forgot there's also a boss fight here. Sweep? Sweep? What is sweep? Sweep? What is sweep? Like, in all honesty, what is sweep? Sweep, oh, that's a pole, okay. Like, that sounded a little bit strange. It sounded like a technique, but of course it can't be. The Pharos at Ridorana. Pretty cool place, and I also think a very fitting final dungeon for this game. Not counting Bahamut, because Bahamut is more like for flavor, not much for like actual final dungeon. I also like the entire how all of this is presented and stuff, but we will see that once we enter. For now, let's deal with Hydros here. Is that supposed to be blood dripping from him? That's pretty cool. Oh, we also get, once again, epic music. Very good stuff. Yeah, pretty forgettable boss fight, to be honest. It's like Tyrant and Eurovigan. I mean, it actually is, because it's the skeleton for that type of dragon. Hydros got haste. Okay, we can leave him haste. At least we give him, yeah, one chance here at least. Once again, we did fight tougher enemies already, so I'm not imagining that there will be any enemy that is like a huge issue here. He tries to use Warp, interesting. But no match for us. There we go. Didn't even know what I should say about him. I think you can see a corpse art from him in the base game, which is pretty nice. Also, I'm just realizing Bash is doing the Noctis battle pose, basically. Like the Noctis pose. Dap deep dap deep dap deep dap doop deep dap dap deep 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 dip. Nice. Never get tired of the Final Fantasy victory fanfare. Such a classic. And the rendition from Final Fantasy VI is pretty good. Also, oh yeah, I forgot. Those doors are pretty cool. Also, what do we have here? A ruby ring is nice, yeah. In case you want to ignore Reflect in this fight, I see. And now for this, another cutscene. Do we get some funny music or so? Do we get any music at all? No, only heavy breathing from Ash, okay. So yeah, let's just skip all of this, and... Oh. There we go, welcome. This place is so cool, I like it a lot. First Ascent, Horizon of First Light. This whole dungeon is basically split into 3 separate parts, all called Ascents, and we need to do certain stuff during all of those Ascents. Also teleport crystal for us. We also have some music here. The way it sounds, I wouldn't say that it is not Final Fantasy XII, but it could be some other game. Like, it sounds very Final Fantasy XII, which could be one of the newer remastered songs. But you can already see, let's talk about the Pharos here. You can already see we have this like floor on the right side on the screen. We are currently in the first floor. And guess what? We need to make it all the way up to the 100th floor. This music. I know this music. Like, it could be Final Fantasy XII. It could be a Zodiac Age exclusive song. I think it is, maybe. But yeah, our first goal, basically, for the first Ascent here is to activate all of those altars of night. But I cannot use it right now. I think I need to talk to the door first that is in this floor here. This also shouldn't work. Yeah, nothing happens. Strong magic is blocking everything. And this is the shortcut to go up again later on. Now, for now, let's focus on going through all of the like rooms and areas of this place. Eventually we also get a map, so that's nice. There are also a lot of interesting treasures here. This guy, not so much, it's a Mimeo. On top of that, there are also rare games here, of course. There's one in particular who is also among the stronger rare games. Stronger trophy rare games. You also need to be very of invisible vaults. And, oh yeah, also this. You also need to collect black orbs. Black orbs are gonna be important, not only now, but also later. Since the Pharos also has an optional section to it. I should also say, rather 3 optional sections. Which are also like a very nice take on the story portion we do here. But yeah, more on that later. But let it be said, there's some optional stuff here later on too. You want those black orbs, definitely. You don't need many right now, I think. I think 4 or so are already enough for every of those altars of night, maybe. But they are dropped once an enemy is defeated. And the annoying part is you need to pick them up one by one. This guy was just avoiding 1 LP. Interesting. You can also decide not to pick them up. And then also something interesting happens. Because those black orbs will start to fly away at some point. If they are if they are just lying around there and they are not picked up, they start to fly away. I can show you this. I think if I just wait a little bit here, this orb should fly away. Nah. Yeah, there we go. And it flies into this direction. This is important actually, because this leads us to a big black orb, and the big black orbs are of course much more valuable than the smaller ones we can pick up one by one. Like a big black orb can be like 10 black orbs or so. I think it actually also depends on how many black orbs do fly towards it. So it might not be the best course of action to pick up those black orbs as soon as they appear, but rather wait, find out where the big one is, and then collect the jackpot, basically. Oh, you missed. Enemies here are also not very spectacular. We got the Mistmare enemies, we got those Chimera Brains. Nothing unusual for your Final Fantasy game, but also nothing necessarily strong. Yeah, this one's flying over here. Maybe it's flying towards the other area, like down here. There's also like a mirror of this, basically. That could be it. I could also be completely wrong here, and that mechanic only applies to the aforementioned optional areas of this. But I think it should already work, that we get big black orbs. Which are somewhere on the map here. But then again, in this case, it's not the case. I'm gonna pick them up. Like I said, we don't need many right now. We will need them later on, though. We will need a lot of them later on, not much though. Also, you should make sure to leave back to the middle every now and then, because there are some areas you can only reach from like certain connections to the labyrinth. This area, for example, and that allows us to reach certain altars. We use the black orb now. 1 is enough, so in total we need 4. We already got much more than that, but still important to have ones later on. Okay, first heal sprung. We need to do that with all of the altars of night, and then we can proceed further into the Pharos. Actually not into, but we are allowed to go higher. It's also very funny if you think about it. Like, it's always like in video games, it's always the final area is always like a tower or so. I mean, because it just makes sense, because the climax is supposed to be the very top, so A tower is the perfect fit. It also has such high tension the higher you go, and you know that there's a top to all of it. And like the higher you go, it becomes more and more intense, since the closer you are to the spire, the more exciting it gets. Since you are getting closer to the absolute highlight. Or at least supposedly so. But it's kind of funny how many final areas are towers, if you really think about it. I think a huge influence for that was also Ocarina of Time, because that also, of course, takes place in a tower at the end. You can already see one of the seals here is broken. Very nice. Let's proceed with the other three. I got Septo, no. Luckily Bash still has Regenga, nice. I'm not gonna get this one because the animation is too long. Ah, never mind, okay. Barely got it. Also, we barely made it to floor 2 there for a second. Of course, that raises the question maybe, like, how long is this supposed to go if we reach floor 100? Don't worry, there will obviously be some shortcuts later on. Like, it's not every ascent is as expensive as like the very beginning here. So this will go much faster once we make it higher. It's like a snowball principle. The higher you go, the more floors you cover. Let's go here first. I cannot find a big pearl here. That's kind of surprising if you ask me. Maybe they really do not exist. That could be it. Might very well be the case that the big black orbs only appear in the Subterra part of the... Is there something here of the Pharos? Second altar? No, don't read. Use Black Orb. Like, those altars in general will become very important. Like, those seals will become very important. Since a lot of the puzzles and challenges revolve around those. There must also be a map here somewhere. Should also be noted that only now do the enemies in this floor drop black orbs. Once you're done with the Pharos with the main story portion, you no longer get black pearls from them, black orbs. That's also very interesting. Also, I'm kind of surprised that there are not more of those, like, fake vaults here. I guess that will be much more apparent later. I saw that one, Argyle Armlet again. I think only Penelope can equip that. In case you have forgotten, that thing is like a better magic glove in this randomizer, because it also improves the chance for scoring multiple hits, while at the same time providing other very cool benefits. My guys are fighting other enemies again. That's why Bash died now. I think the orbs actually fly towards the middle. That could be it. Does no one have revival? Oh. Ash has, but she has no MP anymore. Is there something weird with her? No, she's not using items and has reverse. No, she just uses that much MP. That's kind of surprising, actually. I take a big one. I'm really kind of surprised that she burns to her MP so fast. I haven't gotten the map. I have an idea where it is, but I'm gonna back to the main center first. Why does he use Libra himself? Oh, he no longer has the Mirage Vest. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say he has Auto Libra, but of course I do not have the Mirage Vest with him equipped anymore. Because he can like do that by himself. Also, I did hear the puzzle solve sound. Were there only... No, that can't be. There are not only 3, right? I think they are, actually. The door must be open. Threshold of night. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Never mind. That surprises me a little bit. I was certain it was 4 of those seals, but okay. Because it would make the most sense, of course. That's why I was thinking about that would be the case. But nope. Still want to get the map. It must be around here somewhere. A lot of the enemies already respawned. And hello, horse. I must have completely skipped the map here. At least I'm fairly certain you should be able to get it right now. Look at Bash striking the Noctis pose here, very nice. There we go. It couldn't render, nice. And bunny ears, perfect. Get the map for the first ascent here. Only for the first ascent, that's important to know. You can see a lot of rooms here still to be traveled through until we make it to the second ascent and not distant ascent. Though we'll actually make a descent later, but not now. Raiders is still trying to kill enemies with Holy, but that's never gonna work. He definitely would be better off just using 1,000 needles or so. Oh, no, don't forget, pick it up. The more I collect now of those black orbs, the less I need later. Okay, now this is open, so let's open it actually. Also cool effect taking place here. Oh my god, where are we now? Looks like the Sensi. I think the location that we end up are actually locations we have traveled throughout our adventures. Or at least they are part of the maps here. There's also another funny thing going on. If you just wander off into... Yeah, if you just wander off somewhere where we're not supposed to be, we get reset back to the beginning. Like, pretty cool effect. I wonder why they never used it again. Like, would have been fitting for Favored, for example, making it more Lost Wood-like. There are a lot of pathways here, but only one is right, so the game only sets us to that path. Yep. There we go. Can I see anything here where we are? No, but it is definitely the Namienzo Sensi. Definitely is. Could very well be that this is some like kind of background area you never go to. Okay, now I need to go over here. Yeah, okay. Look at this rock. What's to worry about this rock? It's just a rock. Well, at least until it turns out to be a giant turtle. Turtle Stomp, let's go. I like how they just use some battle animations for Pandemonium here. Like it just did its like stomp, the normal stomp animation for you know, stomp animation for turtles, and also the like spin animation, very nice. Once again, no problem here. Never mind, Bush has fallen. Also immune, Redders. You are not allowed to use Holy. This is once again Holy Vulnerable. Why do I have Holy Vulnerable? You need to use Holy Weak. That's why he always uses Holy, and I was wondering why are there so many enemies that are weak to Holy, but yeah, Holy Weak. That could certainly explain why he was casting, yeah, Holy all of the time. At least that shows me that there's an overlap between... Actually not. If he is immune to it, then why does he still use it? That should usually prevent that. I think it even reads so in the Gambit. Any foe susceptible to Holy, yeah. Target any foe susceptible to Holy damage, yeah. There must be some weird overlap. He must be like weak to Holy and at the same time be immune to it or so. And the AI gets a little bit confused and casts Holy regardless or so. Oh no, perfect defense here. That's annoying, but okay. We can just sit it out, I guess. Also, did they reduce the... Oh, they placed some rocks here, right? Yeah. I was gonna say, what is the game doing here to stop me from wandering off? But yeah, they just placed some rocks there. Also gonna go over here, right? Nope. Oh, I think I know where we are. I think this is like the section that leads back to the Auge Sensi with the connection there. Yeah, we're up there. Yeah. I know where we are. I wonder, can you see this area from like the actual Namienza Sensi? Yeah, this path over there leads to Auge. That's pretty nice. Like I said, there will be other such locations like this one. Like those phantom areas here. Like another one I at least know takes place in Sarawi Steppe, basically. Also, this turtle is not very smart. Well, one more victory for us. Nice. Like I said, a lot of boss fights here. Already the second here. Okay, if I'm good, I will still be able to make it through the Pharos Ascent before the episode is finished. Even if I don't, it's not that bad. Would be nice though. Cool. This was actually this room here. Like we just did fight in that room basically. It's kind of like the Water Temple Dark Link room effect. Like we'll see more of those areas. Like that was pretty hype back in the day when you were playing Ocarina of Time. That effect where the room is just seemingly endless landscape. And then once you defeat Darkling, it turns back into just a normal room of stone and stuff. Okay, defeating Pandemonium did activate the vase stone. To be honest, I like when I have Berserk party members. They deal good damage and are faster, I like that. Two things I like, so yeah, Berserk, best status effect. I mean, in certain instances it truly is. In certain instances, Berserk is pretty great. But of course you need to find the right scenario and time to use it. I'm still surprised that they are still dropping Black Orbs. I take them, of course. Since, like I said, I need a lot of them later on. Maybe Black Pearl, Black Orb that I pick up right now is a fine one. Will make my life easier later. To To be honest, that part of the music sounds a bit like Harry Potter also. But it cannot be from a Harry Potter game. Who is Bash even targeting? He's like trying to fight the ponies up there. You try to stop me? Oh, come on. We're still getting some fairly OP items, at least in the base game. I've just got an Eventide, very nice. Yeah, it should be safe to use the base stone, by the way. We are done with everything that is here. There shouldn't be anything else here. Let's heal before I do that. Stay safe, of course. And let's use this piece of whatever, piece of magic. This apparatus. Oh, nice camera again. This is not the second Ascent, even though we get a camera change here. Still pretty cool though. The doors here are also pretty stylish, and we already made it to floor number 10. Like I said, we are skipping some floors occasionally. So this will not be like super long. Like super long. It will be long, but not super long. It will definitely keep us busy for the next couple of episodes, but right now, not too bad. Like, imagine if Final Fantasy XII, like, this would be like some kind of randomly generated dungeon. And, like, each of the Pharos would generate randomly or so. Okay, we will see something interesting now. We have to solve a little puzzle here. You can already see each time we kill a dead pen, yeah. Brain pen, we spawn one of those bricks for a bridge here. This is very important. It will also be important because we will also find enemies that subtract one of the stairs there. Also, this was a fool's wall, fool's facade, sorry, and we can find those occasionally. If we examine them, they will get destroyed and we can find some stuff behind them. For example, this treasure, which is a demon shield. Nice. Can someone equip that one? I think Demon Shield, yeah, Demon Shield is new, has holy proficiency and absorbs fire. That's pretty good. But only, oh, it's actually for Friend. Friend is, oh yeah, Friend is, I think, happy to have this. Otherwise, she could have the Venetian Shield, but Demon Shield seems to be better. I like that, especially I like the fire absorption. Absorptions are always like some very sweet melody to my eyes. My eyes especially, yeah, to my eyes, to my ears. Bomb fragment. Look at the windows here. Like, who's so big that he can stare out of the windows here? Maybe you're not supposed to stare out of the windows. But if you wanted to, you need to be very big. There's also a rare game here. I'm not sure if you need to. I'm not sure if you need to build a chain here or not. I casually got a Cataract, very nice. I'm not sure if you need to build a chain here or if it is just enough to kill a certain amount of those brain pin enemies. I think you need to build a chain. I think that's actually it. You can already see we defeated 2 of those brain pens and already 2 of the tiles here are already restored. Very good. Can't really tell from what I can sell the Cadius hood, but so far it sounds pretty promising. Electrum 2 also nice. Let's go over here first. That's also still Brain Pen. We just want to kill Brain Pens. There are other like those kinds of enemies that are wrong and will take a thing away from you, so watch out for them. With this one I was skeptical because it didn't have some kind of status effect. Also nothing here, no. That's actually enough, okay. There's also a second thing you can do here with those, like, floor tiles you restore, which will lead to an optional treasure chest. Oh, here. Missed it, sorry. There are also, I think, Arrow Knight enemies in this area of the Pharos, which you can occasionally see flying around this like whirlpool thing over there. Very good stuff. Yeah, so far I cannot see those enemies. And the next Chimera Brain. If we're getting higher and higher, we already made it to floor number 20. Very nice. Yep, perfect. That's 1/5 of the way we need to climb. Very nice. You can see how fast this goes if you just like work with it. Katie, I really hope I can sell those for a nice price. Ah, I'll buy it for a nice price. For a good price, he says, right? Welcome. Those inscriptions basically also tell you what you have to do here and what you should not do. For example, no, never mind, that's also still a Brain Pen. Like, there are fake Brain Pens here. And Dein Halcyon, also very funny. Pure Mount, yeah. I think Friend with Curing right now is fairly good. I'm stuck. I was just looking to the side. I was stuck. In general, I like this place a lot. Once again, one of the cool areas of Final Fantasy XII, the Pharos here. I guess it makes for some good and great tension before the inevitable finale. Like, I would even believe if at some point in the game they didn't have the Sky Fortress Bahamut and instead this was straight up the final dungeon. I would trust that's a thing. Can I see an Arrow Knight here? There's no Arrow Knight here. I didn't even see what I got. But if it is something important, I will notice. Nope, nothing here. Is the door gonna close? Oh, this is probably just a dead end, take some penalty room. This is basically detention, I think. And one of those guys being fake, maybe? No. Nope, I cannot see anything, okay. As long as it's just Brain Pen, everything is fine. Oh yeah, Bash is berserked. I was gonna say I cannot move. I thought the dead model would be stand in the way. But nope, it was just Bash being berserked. Like, and now imagine if you had Masamune with all the augment upgrades. Very nice. Oh yeah, this is another one of the floors you need to restore with the data rods. I think data rods are actually the wrong ones, with the brain pans. That's also my problem all of the time. I activate something, like I activate the previous ones, and then there are no brain pens left anymore, and I cannot like make the bricks for this. Last time when I played this game, this took me quite a while to actually pull off, because I couldn't find brain pens. I think I leave it for now. I just need to remember to go back there. Or actually, let me try to zone here, but I think it does not work. Because, yeah, of course I need to zone 2 zones. Can I do this real quick? I think I can. Let's just rush through here and reset the enemies. Unless I spawn a brain pen, then I'm just gonna fight it, of course. No. Wait a second, I just came from that. Yeah, over there. Of course, a good way to find those enemies I need to find is by staring at the map and watching for like dots on the map that do not move, since those guys are stationary by default. I'm not sure if killing one of those guys in an area where he does not activate anything works. Never mind, that's actually the thing. I think that's actually the thing. Once you do all of that, you cannot like fight the brain pans again, because they all turn into legitimate stone. That could also be it. What is here? Oh no, that was the elevator again. I want to find the door back again. I hope the data rods in the other rooms do not like play I'm a stone. I touched the device. For a second there I thought I could not go back, but okay. You know, we just are heading back, and let's see if I can find any of those brain pens in the other area. I would bet that they are always turned into stone, which would suck, but hey, that's how it is. And then I need to get the treasure after I'm done with the Pharos, and I need to go up here again then. But hey, that's also fine. Not the end of the world. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. Oh, brain pens are active again. Okay, I'm not sure if the brain pens here actually work with the if they work with the bridge in the other room. I'm gonna try to kill them though. Okay, you killed him. Nice. Did I just use the Phoenix Stone? Did I even use the Phoenix Stone at all? I think I just used the Phoenix Stone on Raiders. Let's try this again. Nice, okay. I cannot hear the characteristic sound. But I killed one and the other one is still turned into stone. Interesting. And I think I just go to the like 20th floor or whatever that was again. And try to kill some of those brain pens there. Not Sep, everything but Sep. I keep getting serum. Serum is also something I keep getting constantly. Yeah, no brain pens to be found here. Maybe actually over here. Nope. What is it about this guy here? Okay, that is one. That's good. How many do I need to kill to make the bridge? I think it's 4 or so. 4 or 5. At the same time, I get the feeling that no. Oh, no, okay. I just want to tell you that I get a feeling, but I completely forgot what that feeling was after I said my sentence there. Or started my sentence there, so whoops. think you can... Yeah, there we go, Arrow Knight, there we go. I just like how they are flying around that whirlpool thing there in the middle. No, and those guys won't activate. Okay, that's something for later then. I will have to do this later, I see. Which means I now just focus on beating the first Ascent, nothing else. Okay, going further up to floor 27 already, very nice. Very good. I think by the end of this first Ascent we already made it to floor 50. But the floors also will become a little bit longer. And that's the brain pen, that's okay. The question is, what is not a brain pen? That is the important one here. I also get Argyle rings, which is pretty good. Direct counter for them. No, that's not it. Here, there we go. For a second there I couldn't find the map. Also still brain pen, where are the other ones? I'm searching for different enemies here. I'm searching for a counter force to the brain pens. Even though I really like the sound when one of those dead fonts materializes. I think it's very satisfying. I think this is not one of them, right? No, still it's a brain pen. Everyone is a brain pen in this. Oh, Ash needs to lead. I don't like to lead with Ash because she buffs so much and that like stops you my Shreks. Okay, also don't ask me where that one rare game is. If I don't get it now, by accident, I can also... Oh yeah, that's the wrong one, that's a Daedra. We don't want to fight this guy, because once I defeat this guy, one of those pieces will be gone. Which means I try to focus on the brain pens first and then I can like kill one of those guys all I want. Nice, okay, it worked out. Just wanted to stand here and make sure that it actually like materializes before Bush could kill this guy here. I'm getting Coral Pelt, very nice. Nice fur coat for me. I think, yeah, Bush is normal again, so he can just move around again. Another one of those fake guys. I should ignore them now because I already got one for the bestiary, so... What happened? Yeah, all of that should be fine. I'm gonna flee from this guy, I don't want to kill it, otherwise I lose progress, which I don't need to have. Okay, who do we have here? I think, yeah, those guys are normal again. Bush should leech again. One hit KO is always nice to have on a first party member, leading party member. I think the most distinguishable feature about those brain pens and the Daedras is their like fire thing on top of them, because it has a different color based on what they do, if they are good or if they are bad. That basically signifies them and takes them apart. But so far I'm only going for the good ones. Also I think... No, not this guy. Not this guy. I don't even have enough brain pens so far, that's also very interesting. Who knows, maybe I'm able to get the remaining floor tiles today and then I can... Ouch, and then I can just kill the other one after that. But usually there should be enough of those enemies that you can build a bridge. If nothing helps, you can also, of course, zone if you wanted to. But guess what? I don't want to do that. Also, the episode is over, but I still want to make it to the next save crystal. Anything here? Let's see. No, just that one guy I already scratched slightly, but I still don't want to defeat. Okay, I think that means we need to reset the area. And never mind, there's another one of those guys suddenly spawned. Good, I think I should have enough now. Let's hope so. I think one is missing. How about this guy? Thank you. I think the respawn rate for those guys is higher in general because you need to use it story-wise. Oh yeah, I forgot again. I know you cannot move when you're berserked. Even though that doesn't make any sense. I still need one more, okay. How about this guy then? Okay, are we done now? Yeah, thank you. Okay. Don't just leave that Argyle armlet leaving there. Sorry, guys. Oh, now we're already here, okay. And another one of those paths we need to open once we can defeat more of those brain pan enemies. But once again, that has to wait. Okay, do I need to kill more of them? I think I need to do that. Maybe at this stage it also does not matter anymore. Could also be the case. That we are done with that side quest so far. Side quest, puzzle. That puzzle so far. That also means I can kill whoever I like. I kill everyone who like. I got the flame shield, that's pretty nice. Phew. Meteor animation never ceases to amaze me. Never fails to cease to amaze me, that way around. Just did the big no-no. Did you just reflect something off of him and back to his own party members? That could actually be the case. The enemy's really nothing to write home about here, and I can just like steamroll them more or less. Hawk Lair apparently petrifies, also very interesting. Yeah, there is some interior where we are going right now. I think that interior also has another one of those fool's facades. Or maybe even some more. Well, not here. I think it's a bad idea that I kill each and everyone here. Regardless of what they are. I just need to be more discriminate, guys. Be more discriminate and everything will be fine. Obviously not. Yeah. Okay, time to switch to Bush again. Flesh-inflicting Berserk is kind of annoying, I've got to be honest. Oh, one-hit KO, okay. Like, that always happens so suddenly. Sudden death. I thought there was more going on here. I thought there was actually a fool's facade and it would open me a new path here. But who knows, maybe that could also be me, that I am not seeing it, then I'm totally the fool. It's called Fool's Facade for a reason. But nope, there's legitimately nothing here, okay? That means we are just going on ahead. I think at some stage you also have to kill Daedalus instead of Brain Pens or so. I think that's also a thing. In which case I would still not be doing a great job because I'm still killing enemies indiscriminately. I just slaughter everything that has the arrogance to step in front of me. But I keep hearing the sound that something builds here. I think the challenge here really is kill one guy, avoid the other one. Before your gambits take care of him. Yeah, there's nothing to worry, at some point they always respawn. I think it was here, right? Yeah, Fool's Facade, there we go. I think that's important elixir. Not particularly important, but still nice to have. Elixirs in Final Fantasy XII allow you to do some very interesting stuff. Using more quickenings and stuff. Okay, this should be one of the good ones again, yeah. I keep hearing the sound, I still hear it. The sound usually suggests to me that I'm still doing fine. Where are the other ones? Oh, but they're somewhere. Did she just deal 9,000 damage or so? With the normal hit? Wow. Ash, you're a berserker. And I still need one. Luckily there's exactly one here. Perfect. Okay, you always want to focus on the brain pens and nothing else. Okay, nice. Good. Yeah, perfect. Now I forgot about the rare game. That's actually not too bad because I need to return here anyways at some point. Like, what did happen here? Someone did one-shot them. Someone must have one-shot that guy. Very interesting too. Okay, and Ancient Door again. If we are lucky, we will also find the Undyne entity moving around here, which is also a very odd location because Undyne entity can also spawn in Sorority Step. And as such, it's also the only entity that can spawn in 2 different regions. Very interesting. Let's see if I can find something familiar here. I was gonna say people are fighting already, but nope. Okay, I'm gonna guess the entity is not gonna be here right now. I think I have more luck anyways if I use the elevator going up here again. Anything else here? No. Fool's Facades? No. Nothing, just plain and simple everything. I cannot hit, okay. But yeah, and then I guess that's it for this episode. We made it almost through the first Ascent. Coming up is another boss fight actually, in that one big chamber north of this like part of the map. Horizon's Cusp, interesting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to climb higher and higher. We already made it to 48, but like I said, the floors become a little bit more drawn out the closer we come to the top, so yeah, it will still be sometime. Maybe we are able to do Ascent 2 and 3 in the next episode, but I will see. For now, I thank you very much for watching. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the episode. And as always, again, take care and goodbye.